What if the place you go to get clean is actually exposing you to a hidden cocktail of contaminants? Forget the soap scum and the mildew you scrub away. It's not the drain gunk, and no, it's definitely not him. The real threat isn't on the surface. It's invisible, flowing right out of your shower head. It's not all bad news. I'm going to give practical steps to protect yourself and how you can do it on the cheap. Your town cleans the water, sure. They test for a list of regulated contaminants, but here's the catch. That list doesn't cover everything. And crucially, a lot can happen after the water leaves the treatment plant. Miles of pipes, including the plumbing inside your own home, your premise plumbing, can become breeding grounds. Inside these pipes, especially in warmer spots or areas with low disinfectant levels, a slimy layer called biofilm forms. It's like a shield and a buffet for certain bacteria. These are called opportunistic premise plumbing pathogens, OPPPs. Think Legionella, which causes Legionnaire's disease, or the really hard to kill Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Non-tuberculous mycobacteria, anybody? Studies show these aren't rare exceptions. They're commonly found thriving inside shower heads, sometimes at levels hundreds of times higher than the incoming water. So how do they get from the pipe to you? Aerosolization. Your shower head doesn't just spray water, it creates a fine mist, tiny droplets light enough to hang out in the air. And these bacteria hitch a ride on steam straight into your lungs. Particles small enough to carry bacteria that can travel deep into your lungs when you inhale that steam. Research even suggests that the concentration of these aerosols peaks in the first couple minutes after you turn on the shower, right when you step in, or when the first person to take a shower that day steps in. But inhalation isn't the only route. That lovely hot water opens your skin's pores. It's why people soak in Epsom salts or fancy spa baths. Your skin absorbs what's in the water. Great if it's beneficial minerals, not so great if your water contains other guests. Things like disinfection byproducts, the chemicals that are formed when disinfectants react with organic matter, volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and pharmaceuticals, pesticides, microplastic, the tiny plastic particles that are now found in the tap water worldwide. So when you shower, you're not just washing with this water, you're absorbing it. This isn't just abstract science for me. My wife has cystic fibrosis. CF affects lung defenses, making infections like this a major concern. Recently, she contracted a Pseudomonas infection. Now, can I prove it came from her shower? No. But one study researchers did, they did genetic sequencing on patients with new Pseudomonas infections and found the exact same strains in their shower environment, which strongly links the plumbing to the infection. Knowing that Pseudomonas is a common waterborne bug that thrives in plumbing, and that it can be aerosolized right where you try to get clean, that's a little terrifying, and it's what sent me down this rabbit hole. Okay, so what can we actually do about it? Thankfully, we have options. The easiest first step is a shower head filter. Goes on right before your shower head and plugs right on the pipe. Pretty easy to install. Most of them use activated carbon or KDF media. These are great at removing chlorine and chloramine, which helps your skin and hair, and reduces some disinfection byproducts, but you have to have a specialized one with fine membranes for bacteria. Most of the standard ones don't significantly remove pathogens, heavy metals, microplastics, any of that stuff. It's a good start, but you need more. The next level up is a whole house carbon and sediment filter. This treats all the water entering your home, so all of your on-premise plumbing, catching sediment, rust, chlorine, reducing VOCs, pesticides at every tap. It's not typically designed for bacteria or dissolved contaminants, but if you reduce what the bacteria feeds on, you reduce the bacteria. The powerhouse filter, though, is reverse osmosis. You usually see that installed under the sink for drinking water, but whole house systems do exist. Reverse osmosis uses a fine membrane to strip out almost everything: bacteria, viruses, chemicals, PFAs, heavy metals, microplastics, dissolved solids, healthy minerals, everything. It's incredibly effective, but it's more complex, more costly, and usually requires adding minerals back, not just for taste, but for health. So now I know what you might be thinking: whole house system, reverse osmosis, sounds expensive. And it can be, but depending on your situation, there might be help. If contaminated water poses a documented health risk, especially for someone with a compromised immune system or specific medical conditions, some insurance plans or Medicaid waivers offer coverage with the right documentation. Health savings accounts, HSAs, or flexible spending accounts, FSAs, can often be used if a doctor provides a letter of medical necessity. I've put links to resources and potential assistance programs that I found in the description below. Definitely check those out. I'm not trying to scare you out of showering, but knowledge is power. I trusted that the water coming into our taps is safe. But in reality, especially concerning what happens inside our own home's plumbing and the things in municipal supplies that regulations don't cover yet, is more complicated. So if you or someone you love has health issues, or if you're just tired of wondering what's really in your water every time you turn on the faucet, maybe it's time to take control. Filtering your water isn't paranoia. It's a practical step toward having peace of mind. What do you think? Have you ever tested your water or thought about filters? Let me know your experiences or questions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into science, health, and engineering to improve your life. Thanks for watching.